I spent almost a year building a newsletter focused on monetization, and all it did was make me miserable. Not because the advice was wrong, because it was the wrong advice for me. If you're a solopreneur thinking about starting a newsletter in 2026, the most important decision you'll make isn't your niche. It's not your platform. It's which path you're actually built for. Before the wrong one hollows you out for good. I'm Dana, your bald monotone sensei. The last year, I built this newsletter to almost 200 subscribers using LinkedIn as my discovery platform. Along the way, I paid $1,500 to learn newsletter strategy from someone who has grown 100 plus newsletters and driven over 10 million subscribers. What he taught me, sure, it was legit, but it almost broke me because I applied it without really understanding who I actually am as a builder. So let me explain this to you. If you're thinking about building a newsletter with real monetization goals, there are 3 levers you want in place before you start. This comes from Matt McGarry, and these are solid. Lever 1, pick a lucrative niche and go all the way. Don't go kind of broad, kind of niche. Either go big enough to scale massively or narrow enough to be genuinely valuable. You want a niche where people have high-speed problems, sponsors actually want that audience, and the audience already buys information, products, or coaching. Lever number 2, define your market of one and your job to be done. Before you write a single issue, be able to answer who is this for and what exact job does it do for them. Write for one real person. Define the job like, we help this person avoid this problem by this solution. This makes monetization way easier because you're not guessing what to sell. You already know the pain. Lever 3, validate fast and build feedback in from day 1. Don't play business. Prove demand with a simple landing page. 1 basic big CTA and direct outreach. Set up the page, put the CTAs on everything you already own, and do direct asks. Text, warm emails, then bake a feedback loop into every issue. Polls and reply prompts until you're really seeing real engagement. Those are the levers, and I want to be clear, they work. But here's where I messed up. I treated monetization as like this. It was the only thing that mattered. It was just so focused. And if that is all you focus on, you're going to build something that makes sense on paper, but feels like shit in the long term. The 2 paths to this, right? Here's the divide that nearly split me in half. When I only focused on monetization, I lost a little piece of Dana. I just want to save you from that feeling because it gets close to burnout fast, or you're just going to hit it instantaneously. There are 2 real paths here. Number 1 is intentional monetization. You start with an offer and build toward it. You identify a specific problem. You define your dream customer. You build the offer first and you create content around that offer. This is Matt McGarry's path. It's clean, it's strategic. I've heard other creators say the same thing. And if you're wired for it, it works beautifully. I don't think I'm wired for it, bud. That's why path number 2, passion-led authority. You start with the journey and you let the offer find you. That's okay. I like taking the scenic path. What can I say? So you document your journey publicly, you invite your audience in, you test your messaging consistently, and you let that offer emerge from engagement. This is where I landed, not because path one is wrong, but because when I tried to force it, I started dreading the thing that I was building. And that dread leaks into everything. Your writing gets stiff and shitty, your consistency drops, you start questioning the whole thing. Neither path really is wrong, but if you're someone who loses yourself when you're not genuinely attached to what you're building, hyper-focusing on money will haul you out when the signals don't come. And by signals, I mean no replies, no one buying, and growth feels deathly slow. So how do you actually decide, right? Get on FigJam, Miro, a napkin. I don't care. And answer these 3 questions honestly. 1, what lights you the hell up and gives you purpose? Not what's profitable, what pulls you back even when nobody's watching. And number 2, what skill do you already have that you genuinely enjoy using? Not what you're best at on paper, what you do for free on a Saturday if someone asked. And 3, what do you see yourself teaching in 3 years? Not today. This one was so important. But over the last few years, my identity shifted as I created. So I went from a product designer to someone who creates and does their own marketing. And I love it. Those 2 things merged into something I couldn't have planned for. And so if your answers point more toward a specific audience problem you want to solve and an offer you can already see, path 1, go build it, fam. But if your answers point more toward a journey you're already on and a voice you're still finding, path 2, and then document it. No shame in the game. You can teach to people who are steps behind you, and don't let that imposter syndrome take away from who you are. Here's the stinky, dirty truth nobody tells you about newsletters. The strategy isn't the hard part. Picking the right type of strategy for the kind of person you are, that's the hard part. I picked wrong for over 6 months. Then I pivoted to the path that actually just, it matched who I am. And that's what things started making more sense. I'm a late bloomer, guys. Maybe you are too. You don't need permission to take the less optimized route. You need permission to be honest about what you'll actually sustain. So if this helped you think about your newsletter differently, hit the subscribe button. Every week, I share simple lessons on clarity, execution, and building things that actually earn for you. I'll see you in the next one. And if you haven't watched the last video on the 3 lies and truths of newsletters, you should probably go check that out. Peace out.